Hey friends, welcome to Sabbath School Daily, where we have been studying from this lesson right here, 3 Cosmic Messages. Today we are studying from lesson number 7, which has the title Worshiping the Creator, and today is Wednesday's lesson, which has the title Gospel, Judgment, and Creation. Today's lesson draws a contrast between evolution and creationism. Well, not really evolution versus creationism as much evolution or the foundation, the logic, the philosophy behind evolution, and the logic behind the fact that in the Bible, God made the universe. He created the world. And the contrast is that on one side, you have a model that seeks to undermine the very fact that there is a maker, there is a moral compass to this universe. One of the basic precepts to evolution is the fact that through the process of millions of years of death, yes, death, because survival of the fittest or survival of the fit, it means that there is survival of the fit in the detriment of the weak. And what that means is the strong will survive while the weak will die. That is absolutely unbiblical. The idea that God, even for theistic evolution, that tries to bring together these two models, evolution and creationism, to me it's even worse, if it could be worse, because there you have a God who uses death to create. Friends, the God of the Bible is the God of life, not the God of death. He is the God of the living, not the God of the dead. In the Bible, we have a few connected precepts, which, as the lesson brings out, it's gospel, judgment, and creation. You cannot have the gospel without judgment or creation. You cannot have judgment without the gospel or creation, and you cannot have creation without gospel and the judgment. These three walk together hand in hand. As the lesson brings the verse, Romans 8, verse 1, where it says, "There is therefore now no condemnation to those who are in Christ Jesus, who do not walk according to the flesh, but according to the Spirit." So what this verse implies is that there is no judgment, there is no condemnation. Well, there's judgment, but there isn't condemnation in judgment for those who are in Christ. But for us to be in Christ, we have to acknowledge that He's the one that made us. He's the one that created us. In the book of Colossians, chapter 1, 13 through 17, we read this. Colossians 1, 13 through 17 says, "He has delivered us from the power of darkness and conveyed us into the kingdom of the Son of His love, in whom we have redemption through His blood, the forgiveness of sins. He is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn over all creation. For by Him all things were created that are in heaven and that are on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created through Him and for Him. And He is before all things, and in Him all things consist." So what this text is saying is that we are redeemed by Jesus Christ, and we were created by Jesus Christ. We were redeemed by Him, and we were created by Him. You remember what I said yesterday about the two accounts of the 10 commandments in the Bible? In Exodus, on the 4th commandment, you have a remembrance of God as the creator, the creator, the one who made the heaven, the sea, the earth, and all things therein. And in Deuteronomy chapter 5, you have an account of God as the redeemer, the one who removes His people from bondage, who breaks away the chains of slavery. So what you see, friends, is that God is our creator, God is our redeemer, and that is the news of the gospel. The gospel news, the good news, is that while we are in a very serious predicament, we have a judge who is also our defense attorney that redeems us, that saves us, that is intimately interested. As yesterday's lesson said, He is close to us. He is a God that is close, and He wants to redeem, He wants to save. These two texts, there is no condemnation now for those who are in Christ, and in Him we exist, in Him we are redeemed. He is the image of the invisible God. These two texts, along with a plethora of other texts that the lesson brings and that you can find in the Bible, they tell us, they let us know, they inform us that our God is a God of judgment, but He is also a God of redemption, and that equates to the good news of the everlasting gospel. I hope that today's lesson inspired you to study this subject a little bit deeper. It's such a beautiful understanding, a beautiful knowledge to know that while we live in a world of chaos and we see that around us at all times, we know that our God is our Redeemer, and that extended to us is the everlasting gospel. I hope you study your lesson today. It's a beautiful one. Look up the Bible verses, write out the texts, that will solidify the information in your mind. Also, please remember to like, to share, and to subscribe to our videos. We release one every day, and I hope to see you again here tomorrow for another study of Sabbath School Daily.